Good morning, all. Welcome to lecture 9 of quantum mechanics. Today we are going to discuss about particle enclosed in one-dimensional potential box. So people came to know that the energy of a particle trapped in any of the potentials is not like the energy of a particle which is freely moving. So the wave nature of a moving particle leads to some remarkable consequences when the particle is restricted to a certain region of space instead of being able to move freely. So that is when a particle bounces back and forth between the walls of a box. So when we say that it is in one-dimensional box means if one-dimensional motion of a particle is assumed to take place with zero potential energy over a fixed distance, and if the potential energy is assumed to become infinite at the extremities of the distance, it is described as a particle in one-dimensional box. Means the potential should be zero over a distance and it has to be infinity at the extremities. Then we can call such structure as one-dimensional box. And this is the simplest example of all the motions in a bound state. Now, Schrödinger has explained the motion of a particle in a one-dimensional box, and he has calculated the energies and the quantum numbers of such a particle which is trapped in one-dimensional box. Now, if the particle is assumed as a wave, from the wave point of view, a particle trapped in a box is like a standing wave in a string stretched between the box walls. So now if I assume that if that particle is behaving like a wave, now why we are considering all these things is this particle can be assumed like the electron trapped in the surface. So this, we already know that the electron behaves like a particle and it behaves like a wave. So electron has a dual nature. So if it is assumed like a wave, it is nothing but the string, the waves which is passing over and getting back reflected from this extremity so that it can behave like a standing wave. And suppose if it is assumed like a particle, it is freely moving over in this area, but it cannot jump over out of this box because the walls of this box are considered as infinity. And this is known as potential of one-dimensional box. Now, this particle has a mass m moving along x-axis and it is confined between x is equal to 0 and x is equal to a. So the dimensions of the box are now considered as 0 and a by an infinitely two hard walls. So these are the two infinite hard walls. So that the particle has no chance of penetrating them and bouncing back and forth between the walls of one-dimensional box. As said earlier, this particle can move freely over this area, but it cannot come out of this box or penetrate over these walls because they are infinitely hard enough. Next point is the particle does not lose energy when it collides with such walls, then the total energy remains constant. So for this box, we consider the total energy remains constant because there is no loss of energy nor gain of energy when it collides with another particle in this box or else with the walls of this container, just like the gas molecules in a container. Now, third point is this box can be represented by a potential well of width A where V is uniform inside the box throughout the length A. So now considering the potentials as for simplification, we consider V is equal to 0 inside this box and whereas V is equal to infinity on the walls and outside the walls. So the conditions can be represented with this equation as the potential for x, the displacement of a particle, is equal to A when the particle is on the walls and outside the walls. So between 0 and L. So on the walls and outside the walls, V is taken as infinity. But when the particle is residing inside the box, V of x is equal to 0. Means when it is between x and L. So in this region, V is considered as 0, and out of this box, it is considered as infinity. So now, what is the essential in calculating the particle of one-dimensional box? Means the particle can move freely inside the box. The potential energy of the electron inside the box is 0, and the potential energy on the walls and outside the walls is taken as infinity. These are the three conditions that we consider for an electron trapped in the box. Now, the point in discussing the potential of one-dimensional box is to calculate the wave functions of the electron trapped in the box as well as the energies of the particle trapped in the box. Now, particle can be assumed like electron which is confined in the surface of a material. So the main point, I'll repeat again, the main point in discussing the particle in one-dimensional box is to calculate the energies and the wave functions of this trapped particle having a mass m, and V is equal to 0 inside the box and V is equal to infinity outside the box. So the next point, the mathematical way how we are going to represent is the boundary conditions as discussed earlier can be taken as V of x is equal to 0. Since the particle is inside the box and it cannot come out of the box, so if the particle is inside, according to Schrodinger's equations, we can say psi of x is equal to 1 because the particle is here inside where V is equal to 0. So that's why between 0 and A, if the particle is there, we take it as psi of x is equal to 1 and V of x is equal to 0. Next, if the particle is on the wall or outside the walls, since the particle cannot penetrate outside the box, so psi of x can be taken as 0. And this is the normalization conditions of the Schrodinger's equations, Schrodinger's quantity. So as we considered, V of x is equal to infinity on the walls and outside the walls. So the entire concept that we discussed in the previous slide is shown by these two equations. So where psi of x is the probability of finding the particle. Now, the Schrodinger's wave equation for the particle in the potential well can be written as, for the first boundary condition, since V of x is equal to 0, the Schrodinger wave equation can be modified in this way. E minus V is equal to 0. Since V term is 0, we can rewrite the equation as d squared psi by dx square plus 8 pi square m by h square into E psi is equal to 0. Now in the simplest form, I can take this constant as k square. So d squared psi by dx square plus k squared psi is equal to 0, where k is the propagation constant given by k is equal to root of 8 pi square me by x square. So this term can be represented as k square or k is equal to root of that. Now the general solution of this equation. Now entire equation is now converted in terms of k, and now the general solution of this equation can be written as psi of x is equal to a sin kx plus b cos kx. This you have to remember the solution. Now where a and b are arbitrary constants and the values of these constants can be obtained by applying to the boundary conditions. So now, if this equation is the solution, the first substitute equation 1 in 6. So V of x is equal to 0 at psi of x is equal to 1. So as psi of x is equal to 0, we can write this as 0 is equal to a sin k of 0 plus b cos k of 0. So b is equal to 0, we can write this as. So psi of x now can be taken as psi of x is equal to a sin kx. Since cos 0 is not is equal to 1, so b is equal to 0. I can write this substituting equation 2 in 7. I can write 0 is equal to a sin ka, or a is equal to 0 or sin ka is equal to 0. Since in the earlier condition we have taken already as b is equal to 0, so we cannot take as a is not equal to 0. That's why as a is not equal to 0, then the term ka should become 0. So the generalized equation can be written as if sin ka is equal to 0, then ka is equal to plus or minus n pi, or k is equal to n pi by a. So where n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and n is not equal to 0, because if n is equal to 0, k is equal to 0, e is equal to 0 everywhere. So inside the box, the moving particle cannot have 0 energy. That's why n has to be taken as only 1, 2, 3, 4 energies. From equation 8, we can write k square is equal to n square pi square by a square. So 8 pi square m by h square is equal to n square pi square by a square. As I already said, the purpose of discussing this potential well is to calculate the energy of a particle trapped in one-dimensional box. So from this equation, I can say that E is equal to the main energy of a particle trapped in one-dimensional box, or the energy of an electron moving over a surface of a material. E is equal to n square h square by 8ma square. So since n cannot have 0 values, n now starts with 1. So it is known as ground state energy if n is equal to 0. If n is equal to 1, we call it as first excited state. If n is equal to 2, it is called as third excited state. Like that, it goes on. So n never can become 0, since E is, can never become 0 for a moving particle. So now the lowest energy or the ground state energy of a particle is taken as n is equal to 1. The wave function, the next point is the wave function psi of n corresponding to E of n are called eigenfunctions of the particle. Then, so if I substitute the equation, I can get psi of n is equal to a sine n pi x by a, where L is the dimension of the box. So after calculating, since the same equation, we can represent that. In the earlier classes, we have discussed the difference between psi of n and psi square, and this is the probability and this is the probability density of finding the particle, and it has only the positive values. That's why the wave equation can have only the positive values. And similarly, the energies of the particles can be written as this is the ground state energy, first excited state energy for n is equal to 2, second excited state for n is equal to 3, third excited state. And since we have calculated n square h square by 8ma square, if I substitute n value, I can get E1, 4E1, 9E1, 16E1, 25E1, and so on, where E tends to infinity as n tends to infinity. So the same equation I can represent in terms of h cut, like h cut is equal to h by 2 pi and k is equal to 2 pi by lambda. I can rewrite the equation of an energy of a particle is h cut square k square by 2m. So thank you.